Brendan, after the disappointment of the weekend and the manner in which you lost the game at Bournemouth, and now the dust has settled, have you had the chance to look back at the game, reflect, and have you seen a positive reaction from your players in training?
Yeah, we obviously spoke after the game. We were bitterly disappointed with the result, especially having played, so well in the first half and under no real threat. And even at the start of the second half, even though we were under a bit of pressure, we were still strong. But then we gave away obviously two very quick goals, and with the sending off, it changed the sort of momentum in the game. And of course, we weren't happy with the end result. But we spoke afterwards, and there's one thing about this group is that they're a very humble group, and like I say, they're always willing to learn. And it was such a shock for me after the game because I've never seen that in the team. However, it's something that we got over very quickly. And like we said at the beginning of the process, whether we win, lose or draw, you can never be derailed by any result in this period. We just have to move on to the next game, and that's what we've done. Players really positive today, and now we're looking forward to the challenge.
We've seen this week the change in Manchester City's European future, which will obviously affect the mentality of those clubs at the top of the Premier League, because initially everyone thought it might be a top 5 to get into the Champions League. Now that ruling has come through, how much will that change the dynamic of those teams chasing the Champions League placings?
Well, no, I think what you'll probably find is that media-wise, there was a lot said and written about it. But I think football managers and players, they've just been concentrating on finishing as high as they possibly can. You can only really guarantee yourselves how you finish and how you work, and that's what football clubs and managers would have been doing. So for us, we have 3 games to go. What an incredible position that we're in. Teams have gone throughout the season until this point differently. Some, like ourselves, we right through till Christmas we were fantastic, and probably since that we've been a little bit inconsistent. However, we're still in an incredible position in amongst these super clubs to try and achieve that of getting into the top 4. But whichever way we'll finish this year, we'll hopefully finish in what may well be the second highest position of a Leicester City team in the top flight. So for us, an exciting challenge. The players that were very much there on merit, and now we have to go into just each game and take it from there, because there still will be twists and turns within it, I'm sure.
Up next, you've got Sheffield United, with the pressure looming from those teams all chasing you down to get into the top 4. How defining could this game be?
Well, no, like I said, it's a game that we've always earmarked that we have to win. And I think that obviously the results over the course of the weekend, I think it showed you where the fluctuation and the roller coaster that the league is. But for us, there's no change. We've had a disappointing result and second half performance, so we have to move on from that. And that's the type of mentality that we've always had. Disappointment, we put it to bed, and now we've come back in really positive and with a real strong mindset to go and get a result. And like I say, the destiny is always with us. That's what we rely on. And if that's our case, then we're happy to accept that responsibility and pressure and look to take that into the next game.
How impressed have you been with Sheffield United boss Chris Wilder and what he's achieved with his side? Would you say he's been the Premier League manager of the season?
Well, Chris, he's certainly up there, and I know from first-hand experience from coming up with Swansea into the Premier League, the challenge that it is coming into this level. So to get the team not just tactically and technically ready for there's a big onus on giving players where they've come from in their journey, the confidence and the mentality to succeed at this level. That's a huge part of it. And so for me, Chris has done an absolutely brilliant job. They've had that momentum coming through from League One and the Championship, but they look very, very good. They this first season in the Premier League. They fight, they run, but they also play with quality. And I've been very impressed by them. And listen, we knew from early on in the season when we played them, when they had their first win, we went there and we knew they were going to be a tough side because we played them early on and seen the problems that they can cause you. So now he's done absolutely brilliant.